In this episode, I'm interviewing performing artist Kendra Black. Hey everyone, it's Adrian with you again from Woman and Beyond. And in this episode, I'm with performing artist Kendra Black. Kendra, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Kendra, you're over in New York City, aren't you?
Yes, I'm based in New York.
And is it just my imagination, or is New York's weather looking really, really good behind you at the moment?
Oh yes, it's a very beautiful view of the Hudson River, even though it's very sunny, so you can't really see it.
Right. So what do you do? What's involved in the lead up to releasing your first EP?
Well, first of all, we're gonna record the official music video for Rude, my single in collaboration with Snoop Dogg, over the next few weeks as well. So we're going to release that and the album at the same time, which is going to be really exciting. And of course, you know, before releasing anything, there's promo, there's a lot of things that go in the process, but yeah.
Can you tell people, because obviously everyone knows Snoop Dogg, so can you tell us how that happened? Because I imagine there's some sort of story behind that. Snoop Dogg doesn't just collaborate with anyone.
Well, I recorded the Edge in LA with Nick Nittoli and Mike Gonsolin at the Trend Studios. And they're the same producers as Snoop Dogg as well. So it was an amazing opportunity I got to work with them. We recorded my EP over there. We recorded Airpack That and Rude. And then we were talking about how a rapper would sound really good on Rude. And, you know, my favorite rapper is and has always been Snoop Dogg.
Right.
So, yeah, Snoop Dogg would sound great. And, yeah, they were like, let's make it happen.
Did you actually Did you get to meet him in person?
Well, yeah, we got to meet. We haven't gotten to do a lot of things yet because this is just a beginning. And of course, you know, he's featured on my single, which is great. But there's so many more things that have to happen. Many exciting things. So I'm hoping to work with him again, and you know more.
What was it like meeting someone? I mean, you said he was your favorite. He is your favorite rapper. So I guess it's kind of like meeting your idol. So what was that like?
Well, I've been listening to his music basically since I was a kid. So, yeah, for me to have him on the track and record at Trend where he records and just work with Mike and Nick, it was just an amazing experience overall. I went to LA with my executive producer, Lachi, and yeah, she guided me through the process. We all worked on it. So it was really great, and you know, I would have never imagined I could get Snoop Dogg to work with me so soon in my career.
That's amazing. Let's talk about your career. So how did it all start? I mean, as I said here, you're born and bred in Italy, and now you're in New York. How did you? I mean, obviously, performing artist, recording artist is not a 9-to-5 job. Nothing is certain. It's not like you're going to get a salary. And you're in New York City, where I've been, and it's one of the most competitive places in the world, if not the most competitive place. So how did the journey start for you?
Well, I've been singing all my life. It's something that I've always had as a natural talent. But earlier in my career, I was pursuing ballet more than I was pursuing my music. Of course, I was training in both. So, you know, my passion for ballet and you know, my level, I guess. I am really good. So I kind of traveled. I studied in Cannes, then in Monte Carlo, and then at the Kirov Academy of Washington, D.C., which is what brought me to America. So after I graduated from the Kirov, I came to New York, and that's where my music career really took off, because I guess I realized I wanted to broaden my horizons and really who I am to many things, and that music was in fact going to be my future, because I just felt that, you know, when you just really want to like follow something, there's no way you don't really, you know. So yeah, New York really kickstarted my career. But I've been studying music in all these cities before, and I did want to come to America since a very early age, but I didn't really know how it would happen. I couldn't imagine it would have happened like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, you talked about ballet, and are you still practicing it now?
Oh yeah, I do ballet. I also teach it, but of course,
Wow.
music
Okay.
main thing.
Right. So, what made you decide to, I guess, take the music career a bit more seriously, or at least start the transition from doing the ballet to your career as a performing artist?
Well, because I was in fact born a singer. I was just born with this great voice, great stage presence, and I wanted to sing so bad. So I was doing it, but then I started doing it so much more, and it, kind of overpowered everything else I was doing. So, yeah.
So, I mean, you went to New York, and you got to America through your ballet, and then I guess when you decided that you wanted to start more along the singer route, how did you start that? I mean, did you just start recording some demos and putting them online? Did you meet up with some people? How did it happen for you?
Well, I auditioned. I met a lot of people in New York. That's where I met Lachi, my executive producer.
Right.
And yeah, at the beginning, I didn't really know how to, I
Yeah.
guess, because I didn't know anybody. I just got here, wasn't even from here. But, I guess that when I started trying every single, route, I guess,
Yeah.
to get to perform and become a singer and just do what I love, then a lot of things started to come my way. So I auditioned for this TV show, the recording sessions. We recorded the pilot and we met all the cast, and that's where I made my most important the contacts in the music business that really that I have really maintained today.
Yeah.
So yeah, from there everything started, and I got known by many people, and Lachi helped me record and point me in the right direction, really. Because I was like really young. I'm 22 now, but I was.
You're still
18.
pretty young now.
Yeah, no, but I feel like so many things happen in my career, amazing things, that it feels like longer. So I'm 18.
That was so. Were you 18 when you were in New York?
Well, I moved here when I was 17, but yeah, so
Wow.
18
Okay.
it was the year where everything kind of started taking off, and it was really good.
Okay, yeah. So 5 years in New York would age most people. Let's just, I mean, you seem to be, and I could be completely wrong here, but you seem to be very confident. Is that a fair assessment?
Yes, I feel very confident.
So because a lot of people that I know, recording artists, some of them are more introverted, a bit shyer. And let's say they're not so, I guess, ballsy as to go up to other people, and they may feel that, and that might be holding them back, right? Career-wise, they don't want to go up to people because they're too shy. How important is it to you, or have you found going up to people and just introducing yourself in terms of where your career has gotten to today?
Okay, so I am very shy as a person.
Right.
But when I sing, or when I perform in general, it's different because I'm actually expressing myself. So when it comes to music, if you know me in the music setting, and if you know me in like the personal setting, it'll be almost like shocking, the difference, because with music, we're in my territory. It's me expressing myself, so it's my way of communicating with you or like anybody listening to me, and I'm really confident. I know how to do that, and I enjoy doing that, and it works out, so
Right.
I guess music is my outlet, is my way of expressing myself, and I could never be shy with that because it's just who I am.
Right. But in person, you are completely different.
Yeah. I guess when I like meet people or introduce myself, my work to people outside of, I don't know, a concert or a studio or a music setting, I'm very like,
For people who do want to pursue a career as a recording artist, and obviously you've had some big success already, what would be the advice that you give to someone who's just starting out and doesn't know where to start?
Well,
no, it's individual to each person, but just in general, what are the things that you would say to help someone get started?
Okay. Well, I would say everybody's path is different, and there really is no way to become, a I'm going to say star, if
Yeah.
that's what somebody is really going for. There is no set path. There is nothing you should like follow. I mean, you can get inspired by the people around you and how they made it. The truth is, there is no two people that made it the same way. So really, to just follow your intuition and just apply for as many things you can apply and just be yourself. And instead of putting on a caricature of yourself in order to get what you want because you think that's what society is looking for, radio is looking for, what Instagram is looking for, you know, we all have like these standards that we're trying to look like and just achieve. And it's almost like, no, because you will make it if you go with being yourself 200%, because there's no being wrong in that. So I would say just if that's your passion, if that's who you are, then be that. Be who you are. Be that singer that you feel that you are. Pull out, you know, your vocal abilities without like hiding them, molding them, changing them to make sure they like, you know, sound like something else. And you will make it. You know, there's no way you'll not make it if you just do that.
Is there anyone that's particularly inspired you along your journey, either musically or just in general, to get from where you were to where you are now?
Yes, actually many people. Like musically, I would say Amy Winehouse inspired me a lot just because she turned like everything she was going through, you know, pretty and ugly into something beautiful. Also, she was always herself, although she didn't fit and didn't try to fit in anything around her, and that's great. You know, that's what I'm trying to do. And also, 21 Pilots inspired me a lot because I actually had the chance to meet them.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was really amazing. But mostly, I really, really like them because them too, kind of like Amy Winehouse, but not, of course. They are making it by just being themselves and just pushing something that nobody has ever pushed because it's them. It's coming from them. So, yeah, it's very easy to just get influenced, I guess, by what's happening around you. And it's really good to just take whatever you can take, get inspired by so many things, because that's what being an artist is about, just using everything you see around you to create something. You know, but without being conditioned to that, just always being yourself.
So how do you stay? I mean, it sounds like you're huge on authenticity and being true to yourself. How do you stay yourself in an industry where, as you said, there are so many pressures to not only look a certain way, but sound a certain way? How do you, I mean, is that an issue for you, or is it a constant struggle to remember who you are?
I mean, yes. I'm trying, like everybody, you know, like once you get on stage and you get nervous, you put on a show, and, you know, that can mean a lot of things. You put on a show in terms of what you have to do, what you have to say, what you have to look like, and it's hard, but at the end of the day, it's like, you know, the more you're authentic, the more people will be drawn to what you do, because that's what people want, really, something real. So you can, like, pretend to be real by looking and sounding like everybody else, and that's real, that's a thing, okay. But if you want to step out of that, which is what I'm trying to do, you know, because I'm trying to make it by really focusing on the right things, which is not easy, as you said, like in today's industry. I am really struggling with it, but at the same time, it feels really good to just be myself, you know.
I can imagine. I can imagine. You said that you said earlier that you've got this thing where maybe in person you're shyer, and when it comes to your music, you're confident. And you just said that before a live performance, you get a little bit nervous. I'm just curious, when there is that live performance, or I don't know, when you go to a recording studio, what role do nerves play? Do you get nervous, or is it excited? Like, how do you feel before you're about to perform for someone?
So, no matter what I do, whether it's sing or dance, now in the past, it's always like right before I perform, I feel a bit, I don't know, I guess anxious, but just because I want to give my best.
Right.
But I never like tell myself, oh, I cannot do this. This is like, no, like I never feel blocked. But then once I'm actually performing, like 2 seconds later, there's like no no fear, nothing. Because I'm there, I'm doing it, and I'm just like in that groove. So there's no stopping me, really. So that's something I like about me, at least. I get over with it before I go on, and then, yeah.
I think that's a really enviable quality as a performing artist. You better go on stage, and when you're there, you're just in the flow.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would wish that they had that quality. Do you ever, it might sound like a silly question, but do you ever have down moments where maybe some doubt creeps in?
Yes, of course. And it's like, really bad for me as if for everybody. We all have those moments where we just doubt everything around us. But at the end of the day, what matters is to just come back to just who you are and figure out stuff with yourself. Like, okay, is this the good career choice for me? Is that what I want to do? Is that what I want to be? If the answer is yes, just go for it, Like, it might sound, I'm kind of making it sound very simple and just like dumb, maybe the way I'm saying it, but it's literally like, it should be simpler than what we make it. If you want to go for something, then get out the fears that are in the way, the anxiety, the doubts, and just go for it.
Yeah, I think it's simple, but it may not be easy. It's definitely, we don't need to overcomplicate it. Just along those lines, I mean, what is your vision for yourself as a vision? Why do you want to be a performing artist? I imagine it's not just fame and fortune, but for you there's a deeper sort of drive as to what you want to achieve. So why is it that you're following what many people would consider to be a really difficult career path?
Because I guess for like many reasons, like you said, they run much deeper. But at the same time, I really want to make it by just showing people that they can do their thing. They don't need to follow what's going on and just like create something of their own. Like even when I sing, so okay, right now my style is a bit commercial, but it's still like something that just like, pushes you to just be yourself. Go for what you want and just be who you want to be. And I feel like it's important to have artists like that you listen to, and you keep chasing your goals, you keep doing your thing, but that does not try to change you. I guess what I'm trying to say is like some kind of like trend or flow or music you can follow without it changing you and making you something else. And
It sounds like that sounds like authenticity again. So it sounds like being authentic to who you are is a huge deal for you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us, I was looking at, I think it's one of your Instagram posts, that you have, is it a new line of activewear that's coming out?
Oh, yes. So I launched this new line, the Kendra Black line of sportswear, activewear. I'm very active. So we designed some new really cute sweatshirts and crop tops, and there's more stuff coming, but it's something I wanted to do for a while, and I'm just launching it. I hope people like it.
I just thought it was fascinating because I also looked at your website, and I know you have some merchandise for sale, like t-shirts, for example, and I don't think I've interviewed a performing artist who's had the side hustle going on, because I have interviewed one person who said it's very important you treat it as a business, because at the end of the day, if you don't eat, then that's not so good. So I thought it was fascinating that you have the side hustle going on, that you release the new range of activewear. So is that something that you really focus on as well, or is that something that's just sort of happened by itself?
Well, that kind of happened by itself, yeah.
Right.
Because I was looking to, whenever I perform and I do shows, this year I did Webster Hall, Highline Ballroom. They were big shows, so there was a red carpet at the end, big step and repeat, merch, and especially me, I'm a perfectionist. I guess it's all the ballet. I want everything to be good, maybe not perfect, but like good and nice, and for people to come in and enjoy the show, have drinks, there's merch, just feel like they like what they're into at the moment, So I was just looking to spice up the merch, and then I was like, hey, I actually, I wish I could design and wear and, inspire people with some activewear, like music inspired activewear, and just stuff that I would wear that I think is not like common. I don't know, like I made different like types of sweatshirts, like short and scooter, and like with different prints and stuff. And yeah, I think that's really cool, you know.
And you just like, how did it happen? I mean, how did you get to the point where you actually launched a line of activewear? Because not everyone can do that.
Yeah, well, I'm from Italy. I was there for the summer, and I actually had the chance to meet like really, really talented people working in that you know, business. So they just helped me figure out like how we could make it happen, what the designs were, what that implied in terms of like quantities and ways of doing things. So right now, I have a lot of samples just to see what works best.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I'm still putting it all together. But you know,
Right.
people, and I can't wait for it to be, you know, out and available for sale.
Have you been bitten by the fashion bug now?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've
You're
always liked
Italian.
that. Yeah. I'm actually being sponsored for Original Poncho, which is an Italian fashion line of very nice ponchos and scarves and all that.
Wow.
I really want to have fashion as, we can call it, a side hustle, or like, you know, something I really do because I love it.
Absolutely. You said you were a perfectionist.
Yeah.
Does that help?
It does, but it also puts brakes in what I do sometimes because, of
Right.
course, like if you're just obsessed with perfection all the time, then uh, you don't really, you know, I have to push myself sometimes to do things or put things out that I believe are not perfect when they're
Mm.
fine, you know?
That sounds like an ongoing struggle that I think
Yeah.
many people relate to.
But it's good, you know, it's better this way than just, you know, putting everything out there and not caring about how it sounds, if it could be done better, if, you know, if you could really work on it better and then release something better. So yeah, everything I put out, whether it's a track or a video or a line of sportswear, I guess, I want to make sure it's good, it's
Of
on
course.
point, and it's something that, you know, I'm happy to show people and to have out.
Can you just run us through quickly, because New York is a crazy city. As I said, I've been
Mhm.
there and it's so busy all the time, always full on. What
Yeah.
does a typical day in the life of Kendra Black look like, or a typical week? Is there such thing as a typical day or typical week?
Not really. But I guess there's like some continuity. I do a lot of things. I teach ballet, which is something I'm really passionate about. So I do that during the day. I teach kids and special needs kids. I developed my own method of
Wow.
teaching to people with that disability, which is not something I thought I could do, but it happened, and I got good at it. I was like, hey, why not? I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I also used to personal train. Like I said, I'm very active. I go running. I try to go running every day, but mostly my day is just you know, teaching and working on music, and then recording sessions, and you know, hopefully a lot of interviews, a lot of photo shoots, and promoting what I'm doing. You know, I
Absolutely.
keep myself very busy.
I can tell. What do you do in your free time?
My free time, I do go out. I enjoy going out, but I really enjoy doing my own thing a lot. So just working on some more music or go running.
It's like
Yeah,
more of the
I
same
love.
stuff you were saying before. It's the same things.
Yeah, I guess one good thing about me is I really enjoy what I do.
Yes.
So it really makes no difference for me if it's a Sunday and Monday, if I'm free or if I have to do something. Everything and everyone around myself with, I want to have around me, and I value, and I want to, like, I guess, cultivate.
Where do you see yourself in a few months or a year from now, ideally?
Well, I would love to. I'm gonna start touring, which is all gonna happen after I release The Edge, which will be very soon. And you know, increase my following, start touring, keep performing. Hopefully, you know, performing in bigger and bigger places. Like Webster Hall was amazing. Highline Ballroom was amazing. I would love to perform at Madison Square Garden one day, but again, it's not gonna happen overnight.
Probably
So
not.
yeah, so just really like keep going the direction I'm going and never be content, really, because when you settle for something is when you stop. And this is definitely not a career choice where you can settle for something.
Absolutely. Well, that sounds exciting. I mean, Madison Square
Mhm.
Garden is pretty much as big as it. I mean, it's pretty much as big as it comes. So I imagine if you make it
Yeah,
there, then you might be able to give yourself a little bit of a break.
yeah.
After that,
But,
you know.
yeah, that would be my dream. Just to perform in such places and just really express myself. I find that it's easier for me to express myself and put on a show in the authentic way when there's a lot of people rather than a small crowd. I'm just
Right.
like that.
Right. So the bigger the crowd, the more you can sort of cut loose.
Yeah.
So what's the best way to get in touch with you or to listen to your sounds?
Yeah, so my official website is kendrablackmusic.com. Then on all socials, you can find me as Kendra Black Music, except for Twitter, which is Missy K Black, and you can access from my website. But yeah, you can find me on all socials. You can listen to my single with Snoop Dogg on SoundCloud for the moment on my website, and then it'll be officially out with a music video, which I'm really excited about over the next few weeks.
Fantastic.
So yeah, my website is really the best way, but of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I think that's it. Kendra Black Music.
Kendra, we're going to move towards a close. I finish all my interviews with the same 10 questions. So let's go for it. We'll have some fun. So, number one, what is your favorite word?
uh, I want to say babe, just because I say it a lot when I sing. I guess it's my favorite word. Just say it
Babe?
everywhere. Yeah.
B-A-B. Okay, all right. You cut out for a while. I couldn't quite work it out. All right, babe. That's a new one. I've heard that one before. What about what's your least favorite word?
No. I just even when I have to say no, I just hate saying it. It's just like no. It's like oh.
I can see that. Okay, what about what turns you on, either in business, life, spiritually? What turns you on?
I'm gonna go with like authenticity and realness again. There's nothing better than just having a conversation or an interview or listening to a song by somebody who's being real with you.
Hmm.
And that's amazing. It's like, yeah, I want to be real too. Everybody's comfortable when they're real. So,
Yeah, that's been a common theme. I definitely get that authenticity is a huge thing these days. What about what turns you off?
what turns me off? I guess just like things or people that are either too vain, like just like people trying to make an impression, show off, or like trying to prove something to you. It's like you don't need to do that. If you're doing that, you're not being yourself. You're like masking something. You're not. I'm not gonna buy whatever you're trying to sell me, whether it's a song or a coffee, or whatever.
What about what sound or noise do you love?
Hmm. The water, I would guess. I'm in love with the water. So ocean, Hudson River. I love water. I go around by the water a lot, actually.
Sounds beautiful. What about what sound or noise do you hate?
Like phone ringing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
that's probably because I live in New York, and yeah, but I would say that's what I hate the most. Even if it's like somebody I love calling me, it's just like the sound of the phone.
It's okay. It's an indication of where we've got to today. Is that when the phone rings, we get really annoyed. We'd rather people message us. I'm the same way. What about here's the interesting one. What is your favorite curse word? 99% of people say that one. Okay.
Yeah.
What about what job or profession other than your own would you most like to attempt?
Well, I'm trying to go for all of that actually in the back of my mind. So, modeling, acting, dancing, even like translating. I speak English, Italian, and French, a little bit of Spanish, but not fluently. But all the rest I speak fluently. So I wouldn't mind just doing that. But artistically speaking, everything that I've said, which I'm also trying to go for at some point.
So maybe the next question's harder for you then. What job or profession other than your own would you not like to attempt?
Um, if you had asked me that a few years ago, I would have said teaching, but I teach, so I guess it all depends how you do things. I could probably pull off anything. I just say that just because I tend to do things my own way.
Yeah.
But do what is required for me to do, I guess. Yeah, anything too financial or too constricting for like my mind or anybody else's like mind or spirit, I don't like.
Right.
Like my teacher or something, I would know. That's something that I would never want to do in a million years.
All right, because the last person I interviewed said anything that's behind a desk. So it sounds like it's similar. It's a bit too constricting for people who are creative. Okay, last question. If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Wow, that's very hard. Here you are. You made it, finally.
God, you're finally here. You're late.
Not in that way, but mostly like, okay, like I believed in you. I knew you could make it. You made it. So boom, good for you, kind of thing. And now you're here. So good for you again.
Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, not late turning like you finally got here. Okay, well,
very dark sense of humor. So.
Okay, well, Kendra, thank you so much for your time. It was lovely chatting to you.
Thank you.
Best of luck with your career and in all facets. And I want to thank everyone for watching, and we'll speak to you again next.
Thank you.